All right, guys. This is DJ Wolf Live. I got to really talk about that. I just heard in Minnesota there's a indictment of 5 folks in Minnesota to try to scheme folks through the COVID PPP thing to the tune of $40 million. Talking about that they would create an organization to feed millions of children around Minnesota, knowing they was lying. Now I don't know if they were black or white. I wouldn't be surprised if black, because there were some known black folks, even some rappers that were known for doing that. Filed for PPP money for COVID and was getting over. I'm like, man, are you kidding me? You do know that when you do that and you're doing it under bad intentions, you gonna get fried. The hell you think was gonna happen? Really? And you ain't gotta pay it back. Seriously. Trying to game the system on something that you didn't even work for. And half of what some of these people weren't even, I don't know if they're working. Now I can't provide those facts, but I know one thing for certain. Y'all wrong. And I'm just, I don't know, man. I'm not sure, but I'm kind of willing to bet some of those folks are black. And the reason why I say it, because some of our people always try and game up, not only on the system sometimes in some cases, but on our own people. This what pisses me off all the time. Trust me, I know. You have relatives, uncles, cousins, grandmothers, mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, friends, even pastors, trying to game up the system on their own people. That's pretty messed up. You know, and some of those folks I named actually did try to do it with me. Not about the PPP. I had nothing to do with that. And plus, I was working anyway. But it's just the fact that your own folks would try to game you up just for their own resources, even though you working hard 9 to 5 every damn day, doing what you gotta do out here to survive, and went through the COVID and all that stuff, just so people try to game up on you. I just shake my head, man. This is why some folks don't fool with some of our own, because some of your folks aren't your kind. Maybe your color, but they ain't your kind. You know. And when I say it like that, I'm talking about they ain't folks that's about community. They're folks about getting over. You know. And it's a get over hustle mentality, and those are folks I don't mess with. Also, where there's 3, I won't be. Like Tom used to say, in certain situations, because I've been in a situation like that before. It was 3, but that's a long story. But it's just the fact that I don't know. But then again, there's some good things about our culture that I can honestly say. And somebody was talking about today, and they were saying. And I actually told my father something very similar to that. I don't know if he heard me or something. I think I might talk to him on my own channel. I think, I'm going to just be frank, I think TBA has listened to my channel, because I've actually talked about stuff like that on my own channel before I even heard him talk about it. This is one of them. He was saying that we, throughout 400 years, have been known to know how to hustle and survive better than anybody on the planet. We talk about foundational black Americans. That's a known fact. From nothing, from the gutter. That is a known fact. I can attest to that. I'm a witness to it. For real. We know how, for me, for about 30 days one time, I survived off of nothing but ramen noodles. Seriously. I don't know how I did it, but I did. I literally survived off of ramen noodles for about almost a month when I had an apartment right after I got out of the military. I sure did. You know, we learn how to be without. Our culture is like that. Now, that I will say. You know, we know how to survive. We know how to survive whether we're poor or not poor, because we've all been there at one time. Real talk. You know, I've done it. Believe me, with little. I have. and made the best of it. Sure did. Made the best of it. Real talk. So I had to, man. See, the thing about the WBs, they ain't never had to do. Most of them ain't never had to do it. Even the poorest of them ain't never had to do that. We always had. We've always had, even when we did, we did. We had to make do with what little we had. I used to hear story of my dad, man. He was telling me, there were certain foods that they were only able to eat because they were so poor, and they survived off of it. This is back in the 1940s and 50s. Folks don't understand it. We find ways of having good hustle too, though. I did it with DJing. I did it with working on PCs and stuff. On the side and everything. I did it for a few years. DJing, I did that too. I still got, right now, there's no joke, I still got DJ money from a couple of DJ gigs I did over the years in a separate account. I haven't even touched it. In fact, I think I built it back up at one point, a little bit. But, as a reserve. Not a bigger reserve than I wanted to, or should be. In fact, I might start back doing that next week. But it ain't a lot of money, but it's enough where I say, okay, if I ever need to buy any extra groceries, if I need to, give somebody a small loan or something like that, okay. Otherwise, just saying, we always learn to try to, squalor a little bit when necessary. That goes for food and anything else. It's because we always had to. That's one thing I can say that I'm proud about us, that no one else could do it better than us. We're finesse on everything. We're finesse on entertainment. We're finessing on as music. We're finesse in sports. We're good at it. We're good as lawyers, doctors, cops, everything. You name it. Tyler Perry, one of the richest black men on the planet. His company's worth estimated $1 billion. The largest studio outside of Hollywood in the world. Not only America, in the world. Okay? He has one of the largest studios ever. Look at Oprah. Oprah, multi-billionaire. And her own TV network. Which I'm surprised Tyler Perry hadn't done, but I think he's co-partnering with BET Plus anyway, because a lot of his shows are on BET Plus now, so that's another story. That's just two examples right there. Michael Jordan, Hall of Fame basketball player. If you ever witnessed Michael Jordan play, and I've seen him twice. I saw him when he first played in the 80s, when he first started with Chicago Bulls, around 85, and I saw him again a few years later when I was in the military, when he played against the Wizards out here. I saw him in Cleveland when he played against the Cavaliers, and I think it was like his second year out in Chicago. So I seen him twice. I seen him live both times. He was amazing. And I seen him on TV in several big clutch play games like no other player I've ever seen in my life. He is still, as far as I'm concerned, he is still the greatest basketball player ever lived, and is a living legend to attest to that. That's fact. Is LeBron James close? Yeah, kinda. I mean, I know that's debatable. Some people think he is, some people think he's not. I'm kind of like a mixed bag, because he's happened to be from my home state, and he played for my hometown team. He had finally won one for the Cavaliers, and then he moved on to LA, just like I figured he would do. That's another story. But we have immense amount of talent out here. Michael Jackson, Prince, man. Think about it. There's two other examples. Two of the greatest musicians, songwriters, singers of our time. No question. It just major examples of blackness, black excellence. And the people I just mentioned are black excellence, or else you think so or not. Think about it. Michael Jackson, a prime example of black excellence, started from the bottom, and now they're here. He's a legend. his name will live on forever and ever and ever. Just because of what he done in music. Because he kind of did revolutionize black music. Ain't no doubt about that. You know. Yep, I could definitely say that for real. But I'm just saying, it's just like, you can never count. You know what the old saying goes? Bet on black. There's a reason for that. The reason why you bet on black? Because you can't miss. You know. Let's be real. Our history is full of it. That's why I can understand why people say, hey, you guys are king and queens. Because we did it. We did the things that people always thought that they could hold you back from doing. To make a long story short. And they can't. They know it. This is what they know. They can't hold you back from that. They can't hold you back from your God-given talents. You know, white folks tried to do it for 400 years. And no matter what they tried to do, we kept on coming. And kept on coming. And kept on coming. And guess what? We didn't stop. All throughout slavery. Think about it. Throughout slavery, folks, we survived. No matter what they did. You know, they beat us to death. They raped our women and children. They split families. And God knows what else. You know. But we found a way to survive. We found people who survived it. And kept on moving. And kept on pushing. And kept on praying. You know. And kept on fighting. Even though they fought a different way. But they had to. You know. It's embedded in us. It's embedded in our DNA. You know. I'm telling you. Now, I can give you an example of talent in my own family. You know, I'm a computer geek, sort of. You know, my sister, God rest her soul, was a manager, a very good manager. She was a manager. She was doing management with my dad, my dad's money when she was a little girl. I'm talking about young as 7, 8, 9 years old. No joke. Yeah, she used to cook in the kitchen when we was kids. We was little kids, you know. I think I was about maybe 8 or 9. She was like 5, 6 years old, cooking in the kitchen and never messed up. Not once. Not once. We were taught that very young, you know. But her management skills were impeccable, man. So impeccable that the commissary where she worked, and I don't have a problem saying the commissary she worked, gave her a posthumous award to her and her family. I was proud. That was a proud moment. You know, that was a proud moment. I was very proud of her. You know, my brother actually is an artist. I kind of, you know, he said he gave me all the credit for getting him into it. I kind of did get him into it. But he took it and ran with it. I kind of like dropped the ball after some years. I actually was pretty decent at one time, but I started slacking. I stopped doing it. I ended up doing something else. My mother, you know, was a nurse for many, many years. My dad actually worked at a salt mine downtown, and was a jack of all trades when it comes to mechanics and stuff. Different mechanics. Worked on refrigerators, cars, TVs. Furnaces, you name it. I seen him do it all. You know, and myself, I'm kind of like a geek. I do different things, you know, with computers and stuff, and I used to build computers, you know, for people and stuff like that. You know, I always had a thing for electronics for many, many years, and play music. You know, I do DJ and I produce music, my own music. Yeah. So I mean, done it all. I mean, you know, but that goes to show you that we all have separate God-given talents. You know, that comes natural for us, man. It has, and I can honestly say that within my own family, it's like that too. We're very talented. You know, in our own way. But it's trial by fire. In other words, you know, of course, you made a few mistakes to figure out what the mistakes were so that you know not to do it again, but you also know to figure out the troubleshoot. You know, that's another whole story. I'm not going to get into all that. But nevertheless, I mean, we have talents. Don't ever, if you raise the kids, don't ever tell them they can't get talent. Yes, you can. I'm a witness to it. You can. You know what the old saying goes? Let go and let God. Let God guide you. Because that's what happened to me. That's what happened to me. I played a word Bible game. I'm going to play it. I may play it tonight. Now, I haven't been one to read the Bible on a regular basis, but I read my Sunday school book every Sunday before I go to church. Every Sunday. And it amazed me, I was able to remember a lot of stuff that was in this Bible game that I picked up that I hadn't remembered it in some cases years. You know? But go show you, we as a race have always been, people have been trying to tell you, oh, you don't need to read books. I'm going to say it to you. They used to tell you, you didn't need to read books. You didn't need to they didn't want you running businesses at one time. That's what the Tulsa Rise was about. You know, that was part of it anyway. You know, they ain't want you doing what they normally do. Because they know if we did it, we'd do it better. Let's be real. This is what they know. They know we'd be doing it better. And we have done things about it. You know, just like I mentioned about the four mentioned things that we're talented in, let alone the people in entertainment and everywhere else. You know, we are. Remember when Obama was president, we had the highest number of black graduates during that era. And that was during my son's time, when he graduated from school and college. Yep. During the Obama era. Highest number percent of blacks during that era, during the Obama era, to ever graduate high school and college. You know. That was one of the good things that Obama did instill in our children was pride, black pride, strong black pride. I give them that. I don't give them a lot of credit for a lot of other stuff, but I do give them credit for that. You know, and but of course, them WBs didn't like that. They ain't like that. Not too many of y'all smart ends. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. That's what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be rightfully taking our God-given talents and using them. Not telling anybody what we can't do. Because there was a time in this country where it was illegal to do your God-given right to use the talents that you had. Illegal. What they doing? Illegal, folks. Yeah. They were telling you, the so-called Bible thumpers, that was part of that, were going against the grain with the Bible, telling you that you couldn't use your God-given talents to live like everybody else. And it was illegal in this country at one time. That's a known fact. You don't have to believe me? Go read it. It's documented. Everywhere. You know? Yeah. See, Obama became president twice. The cat's out the bag, folks. And these young people today, they're not going to stop pushing. And you know what? One thing I give credit for, that I don't care what kind of young person they are, they about the business. They ain't about the business of bullshit, excuse my French, but they're about the business of moving on and moving up and getting that bag. I ain't mad at them about that. Just the right way and the wrong way to go about getting it. But they are about moving forward. Beyond that, you know. And they ain't about letting nobody, you know, stop them from getting their bag. They're not. And the stuff that my ancestors have put up with, they won't put up with. But it was a different era. In that case, when you didn't have the resources that you had, you know, that didn't have then, you know, you had to kind of ride with the wave, so to speak. I mean, I'm just trying to put it in perspective. But now, these young folks are at a, you know, at equal footing to be able to do a lot of great things that generations before them were never able to do. You know, you go on the internet and do so much stuff that folks generations ago would have only dreamed about, including yours truly. Because I actually did dream a lot about stuff that they do now. I never thought I'd be doing it today. Half of it. I really didn't. I really didn't. It's crazy the kind of stuff you can do now. It's almost insane. You know, people that thought 30, 40 years ago, man, really? You could do that with a phone? You could watch what? Where? Anytime? Yeah. I didn't think you could watch your, like I have DirecTV. I didn't think I could watch DirecTV from everywhere. And you can. It's insane. You know? Yeah. Any channels and record, all that. It's nuts, so I didn't think that was even possible. Now it is. And I used to say when I had I think I had a T-Mobile phone, I said, well, it would be nice if they could put a TV on this phone. You can do everything you want to do right there. TV, go on the internet, and just before the internet, you were able to do all that on the internet with your phone. T-Mobile, the only thing you could do is call. That was actually like the last phone I think that I had before I had got my iPhone, and that thing blew my mind. You know. But just saying, I thank God that I'm able to live in a day and an age where I can do all the other stuff that I wildly dreamed about as a child. I thought that was the age of the Jetsons. I really did. I didn't think we'd be doing that till well into the. I thought at some point in 2000 we'd be doing something like a variation of it, but not this massive where you can you can buy a laptop for well under $200, a decent one at that. You know, or you could get a phone for under $100. I just bought one not long ago, under $100, and it even folds. You know, it's crazy. Where you can actually do everything. You know, you almost don't even need a computer or a laptop, even a laptop, or even a tablet, really. You know, because a lot of stuff I could do, or would be required to do on my laptop and on my computer, and even on my tablet, I do the same thing on my phone now. It's insane. I remember when when Apple decided to put out an iPad, and from day one I said that's a brilliant move. But people were bashing them. Oh, ain't nothing but an over-glorified iPhone. Yeah. A glorified iPhone, you could use at home without using your phone. And a glorified iPhone that you could do everything that you don't need to have to do on your laptop or desktop. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Brilliant. A stroke of brilliance. I said it from day one. A stroke of brilliance. I really did. I said there was anything that Steve Jobs did, God rest his soul, that was it. That was the last great thing that he put out was that iPad. I said, wow, that was insane. Insane, folks. And now you almost can't even afford the new ones. I think the last one I got was maybe about 8-9 years ago, I think. I'm trying to think, when did I buy that big tablet? It was almost, I think, about 8 years ago. I still got it. Still run. It runs just slightly a little slower than it used to. I think because I probably don't have so much memory and I need to clear some of that junk out. But that's another story. But my smaller iPad, I got a smaller iPad for, it's kind of modern, but it runs pretty well. I do a lot of stuff on it. Although I was intending to do mostly music, but I do a lot of music on the other one too. So, but that's another story. But the thing of it is, the advantages that the young people have today, and this is my main point, will not stop them from growth because the genie is out the bottle now. They can soar as high as they want to the highest of highs, man, and never stop. But you got to be able to generate that throughout our communities everywhere. That there's nothing wrong with soaring to higher heights without doing stuff that you don't need to be doing out here, or even have to do in some cases. You know, look at these kids now. They come up with these different ideas, selling T-shirts and all kinds of stuff, man. If you look on Shark Tank, you have some amazing young African American kids out there with businesses that they created and making tons of money just because they had an idea or they could sing. You know, so many talents out here. That's what I'm saying. Your God-given talents. Really? Dude, you should slow down, you dumbass. This guy, he had stupid ass people, I swear. But you know, that's why you should always encourage your kids, man. Don't ever tell them that they're stupid or they don't know anything. Really, dude? You weren't supposed to lie, you dumbass. He looking at me, I had it right away. Hold his hand out. But you know, you should always encourage your kids, man. Never put them down, man. You know, that's like my granddaughter. You know, she's not even 2 years old yet. She's learning how to count. You know, she calls my name. You know, she don't say Papa yet, but you know, she said Daddy, and she says it with not only authority. She's clear. She actually says it with enunciation. Same thing she does with my wife. She enunciates her words. And she's not even 2 years old yet. It blew my freaking mind. One night, this is a true story, I had her on my camera. I had her on my camera one year, right? And I mean, no, this was recently. I had her on my on my home camera. You know, the one you look up with your alarm and all that. Anyway, I had her on home camera one year. I mean, I keep saying 1 year. This is recently. And I'm listening to her about 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm literally watching her. She's trying to practice saying words. It blew my effing mind. I said, oh my God, look at this baby. She's trying to learn. She was enunciating and repeating certain words. I wish to God I had it on tape. I really wish I'd have saved it. I wish what's that old lady doing? I'm like, damn, no drawers on. Yeah. But anyway, I wish I had saved it. I wish I had saved that video because it was so important. I don't know if I had to look. I'm going to have to look in my videos and find out. But I was blown away. She has a real knack for learning. And I'm so blessed to have her in my life. Because it motivates me as a man. And I'm proud that my grandbaby is able to do that. You know, at such a very young age. And she's picking up on things like that real quick. My son even told me yesterday, he said, you know, she's picking up on learning certain words. I said, I hope she ain't learning no bad words. But she's learning, but she enunciates though. I've never in my entire life ever seen a child that young, an infant, still, becoming a toddler, picking up on words and enunciating them so fluently in my entire life. I have never seen that. Even my son didn't do that when he was her age. You know? He was barely enunciating words. He was barely saying words. He did say words, but, but it wasn't like that. I mean, and she's clear about it, too. She makes sure you hear what she's talking about. I was completely blown away. I'll give you another example that I really should have taken, but it caught me off guard because she just did it off the cuff, and I was like, I didn't know she. But anyway, so we were talking. My parents came by to go pick her up, and she looked at me. She said, "You Papa, and I'm so and so." She said her name, just as clear. This is 3 months ago. You know, big as day. She looked right at me and said it with the utmost of confidence. It just amazes me. That's why you have to encourage your children, man, to learn and to grow. And it amazes me how fast she's growing and picking up things. It amazes me, you know. But back to the camera, when I did have her on camera, she was like, when people were like, yes, no. She was practicing words, how to say words on her own. Not even barely a year and a half old. I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? If I ever find that video, and my family allowed me to post it, which I don't think I would, but if they allowed me to post it, I would post it, even on Facebook. It's crazy. I was like, man, it damn near brought a tear to my eyes. I was like, oh my God. Wow. I got a feeling she's gonna be in like in a gifted class, man, because she picks up stuff so well. Wow, I'm kind of like, when I saw her, I was at a lost word. Because she did it again about 2 weeks ago. You know, she was calling me out. You know, it was great for church, and she just, Mama, Daddy. You know, she ain't called Granny, G-Pop, G-Ma, but she did call her Grandma. Well, no, she did call. I think she did call. She said, "Come on," something like that. But anyway, it was just 3 weeks ago she did almost really much the same thing, and it was very clear too. It was like, "Mama, Daddy." I said, "Oh my God, this kid enunciates." It's just mind blowing, you know. It's just mind blowing. It's a wonderment of our kids now. And even somebody at work can say, them pandemic babies are no joke. She said they are very, very, very smart. They are. I've seen it. I've seen with some of the babies born during the pandemic at my church, along with her. They are pretty smart too. It just blows my freaking mind. It really does, and I'm really proud of it. You know, but that's our future. That's our future Hall of Famers, entertainers, doctors, lawyers, teachers, even in some cases preachers. Depends on who they are. And everything else in between. And they're only going to get better. You just have to allow them to use their natural God-given talents. All right, guys. Well, I think I talked long enough. I'm trying to unlock my phone here. I think I talked long enough. So I'm going to shut it down for right now. And this is something I actually think I'm going to post to my channel. Real talk. Because it needs to be heard. This is just motivation. And I might post on my other one too. On my Inspire AKM channel. Probably need to be on both of them. But I'll look into it. I definitely got to post it. All right, guys, gals. This is DJ Wolf Live. Stay safe, man. And pray.